Today on the Topping Show, Modelo is the best-selling brand now for 2 months in a row. Mike Pence says American cities are, quote, not his concern, unquote. Disney CEO says they need to make far less Star Wars and less Marvel films. MSNBC says exercise is far right. Ford slashes EV prices by about $10,000, while Tesla's first Cybertruck finally leaves the factory. Tesla also has a new Reacher accessory for the UK market. Twitter ad revenue is down about 50% since Elon taking over. And Canada recalls about 6 energy drinks. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Now, going on to the business blunder of the day, we have Canada recalling 6 energy drinks. Because they're not as tough as Americans. They can't handle that caffeine. Now, specifically, this is a recall for a violation of labeling around caffeine with the brands known as Prime, 5 Hour Energy, Celsius, 3D Alpha Land, Sting, and what was the other one? I guess 3D Alpha Land is 2. These names are C- for marketing in terms of memorability. Now, Canada sets a legal limit on the caffeine and energy drinks of about 180 milligrams in a single serving can. That's it? It's like they don't have anything to do over in Canada. Well, what do they do? I guess capture mooses and harvest maple syrup and hockey. Clearly they don't have enough to do, but it's one of those things. Only 180 milligrams. Now, Prime Energy, which is trending thanks to Logan Paul, who's, I believe, a co-owner with, I forget the actual manufacturing company behind it. He's the YouTube star, and the manufacturer known as KSI, which D+ for marketing. It's a name. I don't know who's going to remember that. Now, that contains 200 milligrams per a 12-ounce can, which people sometimes criticize is 6 times as much as regular Coca-Cola, which I don't know anyone who drinks that. So, obviously, I know math scores that are all-time low in the United States, so I'll help everyone out in case there's some new people on the channel. Not you, the OGs, the originals. I know you guys are perfect, but the United States, we need some help in the education department. So 200 milligrams is greater, also known as bigger, than 180 milligrams of caffeine. Thereby, the Prime Energy would be banned. Now, it looks like Logan Paul addressed the Canadian recall, claiming that that they didn't even distribute Prime Energy in Canada. So any energy drinks that were there because they were illegally or unauthorized imports. And he claims that they are, quote, compliant with every specific country's regulatory bodies, which B+, that's the politician answer if you distribute an energy drink. Kind of copy-paste from his manager, I'm sure. And also, interesting enough, 5 Hour Energy, they also claim that they don't deliver that specific product to Canada, so it must be illegal imports. Which, in terms of illegal imports, would have to be the most hilarious and pathetic thing to brag about at like a underground bad guy place. Like, oh yeah, this guy imports, hardcore drugs. This guy imports, illegal substances or illegal goods. They're importing. I was gonna say guns, but this is America. It's the Second Amendment. That shouldn't be an issue. But they're importing all these different things, and then you turn over to the guy over there. Goes, I'm importing 5 Hour Energy. I don't know why he has that accent or lack of accent, but he sounds like that in this scenario. But yeah, how embarrassing would that be? Oh, yeah, I import 5 Hour Energy illegally to Canada. I'd be like the opposite of a brag. Almost like you almost feel bad for the guy. Like, that's what you're doing for a living? Like, come on, importing 5 Hour, like, I don't even care how much profit you make. That just sounds silly. But it's interesting to see these companies, either they're not controlling the supply chain enough, they're not evaluating the rules enough. It'll be interesting to see who's really at fault, and if this is just a unknown third-party, unconnected distributor, in which case I would think there'd be no legal ramifications for these companies. But either way, when it comes to your intellectual property, it's your brand. You see the logos on the can, it's all their ingredients. You guys really have to be careful about the whole supply chain, the ecosystem. Perhaps you need to evaluate the distributors more with a little more scrutiny. But again, to have some of your major products banned in a country and now have this negative press, that's going to be the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July, so if you click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment. Your feedback is also greatly appreciated. It's how we make the show better and better. Also, and lastly, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.